What's up guys, Rocket Legs here with another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm just going to be showing you how to create weapon presets and how to build guns in Escape from Tarkov. Now the first thing you'll need to do to unlock this is you have to be level 1 and then you'll need to build a workbench in the hideout. The way you do that is you just go to the main menu, go to hideout. I've got everything unlocked myself, but if you're new to the game, you have to come over here to the workbench, which will be the spanner and cog icon here. When you click on that, you'll have an option down the bottom right hand side to essentially build the workbench. Now, you don't actually need that much to build the workbench. All you need are 2 screw nuts, 2 bolts, and 1 Leatherman multi-tool. And the construction for that is actually instant as well. Now, once you've constructed that, that'll unlock your ability to do off-raid customization, which is exactly what I'm going to show you now. And it makes building guns in Escape from Tarkov a lot easier, and it kind of allows you to experiment with new things and new guns without even purchasing the gun as well. So you can kind of just play around and make some mods and see if you like it before you purchase and build the weapon. So once that's made, you don't have to go back into the hideout at all, you just do it from the main menu. Let's go ahead and grab a gun off the flea market. Normally the workbench is probably much more useful when you can kind of just start buying things off the flea market once you unlock flea market at level 10, because it's got very good integration with the flea market. Once you've built a gun, it kind of allows you to purchase all the parts off the flea market very quickly instead of searching each thing individually. So let's go ahead and build an AK, just something kind of simple. So I'm just going to search AK-74N, one of my favorite guns, and we'll just buy the receiver off Mechanic. Now if you don't have that unlocked, obviously other players will be selling it as well. Usually a little bit more expensive, but still works. We'll go ahead and buy that, just 24k. Let's purchase, and I'll go back to my character in the inventory. Right click on the gun itself and go edit preset. And by doing this, you're going to open up the weapons preset window. And this will give you a full 360 view in 3D where you can build guns in real time, which is pretty damn awesome. So red highlights will basically show that this gun is not usable without these parts. So for this gun to actually work, I need to put a gas block and pistol grip. You'll notice that the assemble icon here is grayed out, and that's simply because it's not a gun that works. So what I'll do first, click on these dialog boxes. Each section will have a dialog box which will show you what parts you can use. I think only parts that you've discovered in-game will show up, so it might be worth just making sure you've discovered the items you'd like to add. This gives you basically everything that you want to use. So we'll start ahead and just use a AK-74 gas tube, tuck that in there. Now the handguard's showing red, so I need to make sure I've got a handguard. So let's go ahead and just add the CMRD. We'll go ahead and build probably one of the best recoil AKs in the game. See how that looks once we've finished it. I'm going to add the pistol grip. The RK3 is really good as well. If you guys aren't sure about what stats you're making, you've got a good dialog box here which says info. Just click the arrow down the left hand side. You won't be able to see it because of my webcam, but on the left hand side you've got a info button. Expand that out. That'll show you the stats of the gun. Okay, so I guess the main things you should be looking at on a gun would be its ergonomics, vertical recoil and horizontal recoil. Those will be the critical parts. Ergonomics basically means that the gun will ADS a bit quicker, so you'll look down the sight a bit quicker, and you'll lose less stamina when aiming down sights. When it comes to recoil, obviously the gun won't kick as much, which is especially good when you're using a full auto weapon. So anyway, let's continue. So gas tube, RK3. You guys would like to look at like some of the meta builds, some of the best builds in the game. I'll add a spreadsheet down below, which has been made by No Food After Midnight, which is a great Twitch streamer, so I'd recommend you guys check out his stream as well. But he spent the time to build some really detailed spreadsheets that show you what guns are best, and there's some images for you to build those as well. So we'll go ahead and build a meta AK-74N for recoil based on that spreadsheet. So I'm just adding each part. So far I've added the pistol grip, added the handguard, and a muzzle brake. And slowly our ergonomics and recoil are improving quite significantly. The higher the ergo, the better. The lower the recoil, the better. As you can see now though, the assemble icon is highlighted. This means that this gun will actually work. It'll actually shoot now. So I can build this. However, the stats will be quite terrible because we don't have a bot stock. We don't have any foregrip or anything to kind of help with recoil, so recoil will be really bad at this point. So we'll go ahead and add the dust cover. PDC dust cover allows us to add a sight. Now I like to add the Picatinny riser, just so the scope is a little bit higher up, but that's not really necessary. But I'll show you how that works. You can put the riser on, and then you can put a scope on top. And I like the PK-06 as my favorite. but we'll just do that for now without. So again, just the dust cover with the rail for a scope, then PK06. That's done, and then we'll just add the buttstock. Now the best buttstock for the AK-74N for recoil is the Tarkov S. So we'll add that. Now, when you want to add lasers or foregrips, most handguards require a rail attachment. You'll see these guards throughout the game. Now these are kind of just used for foregrips and lasers to be added to the gun. So we'll go ahead and just add a 6-inch guard to the bottom. As you can see, we've just added this rail to the bottom of the handguard. That means we can now add a foregrip. So let's go ahead and just add the RK2. This is probably the best for recoil. As you can see, that's added a handguard. It's going to improve the stats of the weapon quite significantly. Now the last thing we'll add is just another rail, 2-inch guide, and then we'll add a laser on top of that. I like the X400. It comes with a red dot and a flashlight. Pretty useful, can be used in all situations. Now normally when I make presets, I don't really like to add a magazine, and the reason for that is because if you add a magazine, every time you build the gun from the preset, it's going to be automatically finding a magazine in your stash and then replacing whatever you've got already in there. So it might unload a full mag and then put an empty one in there just because it's trying to find a magazine in your stash. So I usually just leave that empty. You can select these if you'd like to see what it looked like. For example, with a 60 round mag, a 95 round mag, you can see what it would look like, but I would recommend saving it just with none in the magazine slot. Okay, so now we're done with that. You can go up here where it says save as. I would recommend saving your presets. This makes it so much easier to build guns. So I'm just going to give this a name, AK-74N, foil, meta, tutorial. Maybe start with the weapon name, just so it's a lot easier for you to search. Because when you go up here, you've basically got an option to start opening all your presets. So you can see each gun in the game, and you'll be able to search for them based on the name you've given it. So for me, AK-74N, a bunch of presets that I've already made. And we can just go ahead and open up the tutorial one. We'll open up this gun. And then once we're ready to build it, just press the assemble button. It'll ask you what gun would you like to use as a base to build this one. And it'll only show you the ones that are compatible, so obviously an AK-74N. Click that guy, select. You need to have this ticked most of the time, include parts that you have, just so you're not purchasing parts twice for no reason. Go buy parts. Normally I'll click off traders just to make sure you're kind of getting the lowest cost. Make sure that this number is still reasonable down the bottom for the total price. Then go purchase all. Yes. That's going to bring all those items into your inventory. Press escape once. That'll take you back to the weapon mod page. Click assemble again. Then AK-74N. Now you've got all the parts that you need. You press select. It'll say down the bottom weapon has been built. You can press escape, go back to your character, your inventory page, and then your gun would be complete here. And in the future, you will basically be able to go to presets down here, or go to right click edit preset, go to the presets page, and now you'll have that preset in the future. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you want to see future content, please hit subscribe and that bell icon so you're notified in the future. If you'd like to catch me live on Twitch, I am streaming Escape from Tarkov 5 days a week, from Friday through to Tuesday, starting at 2 PM Brisbane time. So I'll catch you guys there. Thanks again. Have a great day. Peace.